Hi, welcome to day 23 of 30 days of AI in testing challenge. And my today's challenge is to assess AI effectiveness in visual testing and discuss the advantages or use cases. Now, for this task, what reference I used was Apply Tools. So I went on their site and studied multiple blog posts. Now, those blog posts help me understand why AI could be effective for usage in visual testing, what are the key challenges in visual testing and how it solves. Now, why I chose Apply Tools? Because it's one of the pioneer in the space of AI for visual testing. And what I did at the end was to create this mind map. So what I've done is that I've created this mind map. So I'll just zoom it a bit, which is AI for visual testing, high level context, what are the challenges with UI testing, and then what are the benefits of using AI for visual testing, how it works, and what are the use cases. So the context pretty much very simple. So I studied this for day 23 of 30 days of AI in testing challenge by the Ministry of Testing. I am Rahul Parwal, and I will start with the challenges and the key problems associated with UI testings. So the first problem that I guess everybody talks about is that there are too many elements to test on any UI app. So be it a web app or a mobile app, I mean today the web elements are so much packed, so much screens, buttons, carousels, hamburger menus, nested buttons and options. I mean there are too many elements, and then too many elements run on too many different sizes. So I am using a specific monitor, but somebody might be using a small monitor, somebody might be just viewing it in a laptop screen or a iPad tablet screen, and even now people use these apps on the mobile phones, and there are like tons of phones with different screen sizes, resolutions and so on. So that's a very tricky problem statement to solve, especially if your app cares about giving premium experience to users at all these segments. So if it's a user-centric app, this is a very big challenge for such teams. Each time an element changes, now the maintenance will be required. So even if like you put in some assertions, but every time the element is changing, you have to again like update your code, commit it, review it, check if it doesn't create any side effects, rerun the test, and then doing that. And that is a tricky concept. Now, too many browser platform combinations are also there. I mean, using Mac with one browser, using Linux with another browser, using Windows with third browser. So many combinations, and it creates a lot of permutations. I mean, how do you actually solve this, even with like doing automation? Because how many elements to target, how many times you have to update, how many times you have to run on different screens. So you need a scalable cloud solution for this, and the benefit that using such solutions will give you is that first you will be able to like create faster tests. So essentially you don't need to add manually assertions for each and every web element or element on the screen or on the page. So AI could take care of that. AI could put in generic validations for that. Overall it improves your coverage because it maps every element. It just doesn't like do a sort of sampling or a filtering. It will map all the elements that are there on the screen, so which improves your coverage. It will do an automated analysis, so you don't have to spend time in doing this analysis manually or writing script to analyze it. So it will do this and then revise your baseline, and it supports web apps, mobile apps, even images and PDF, so which is pretty cool. So even sometimes companies have to or generate invoices, PDFs. So if it's a app that works on this use case, I guess even that could be tested using like visual AI. And then self-healing is another benefit, because the test can self-heal. You can update the baseline and so on. It can look for different locators and suggest what are the changes. And it democratizes testing, because now this visual testing or scaled visual testing is not just limited to the automation specialists or automation engineers. Even your functional testers, even your developers can now do it if they have a platform where they could apply it and check it out and run it on multiple screens and so on. So that democratizes the testing. Now, how does it work? So it's pretty simple. So what happens actually is that the tool takes a visual snapshot of a page. So snapshot is not a like image screenshot. It's more of a technical snapshot with like image plus HTML plus CSS plus JavaScript information of that page, and then it saves that initial snapshot as a baseline version. So now all the technological aspects, I mean, what are the code elements, IDs, div, span, everything is there, CSS, JavaScript, and then this baseline version is moved to a cloud or a place as a reference. And now for every test, every subsequent test, what happens is that reference is used, and then tool creates a new checkpoint image of every page, and then it tries to check it with the baseline version. So that is compared, and if the difference is there, it is highlighted. So then like once it is highlighted, the user can accept or reject the changes. So if the changes are right, then it's accepted, so the baseline version gets updated. If the changes are wrong, then you have to certainly raise a bug for the developer to fix it, or what are the issues, and further investigation would go into that. So that is about how it works. Now the last part is use cases, because use cases are very important. So it has use cases in a lot of aspects and even more. So companies claim even more, but these are certain areas where I found the use cases to be good. So first is functional testing. For example, like form input errors or calculation errors, spelling errors, all that can be tested through Visual AI. Perhaps, and it could highlight like what all areas it sees a wrong spelling, for example in language English, and then user can quickly check and mark and reject. So it's a good tool for doing that. Then visual testing, of course, for example, misaligned elements. So I have personally raised a lot of bugs where the elements were not aligned properly and so on. So all of that could be directly testing through Visual AI. Overlapping elements, so if there are such overlapping issues, accessibility issues, it can test that. Incorrect font, so it could check, because it's taking that snapshot, so it has that code access of your page. It could check what fonts are being used, is it right and aligned with the brand usage, the color schemes are right or not. So all that kind of a testing could be done. Accessibility testing, the contrast advisor could tell like, are we using some wrong colors, what are the issues. Then it could also help with audit and compliance kind of work, like validating PDFs and legal docs, or brand risk mitigation, because these tools are mostly used by providers, by companies who have created digital products, and to test out these brand experiences and so on. I mean, this Visual AI testing is done. Now I also want to share this another interesting state 2019 state of automated visual testing, where they have put in this data that like for us finance, I mean, how many apps were there, and approximately how many pages in an app, and then different viewports in which that was supported. For example, the web viewport, the tablet viewport, the large screen viewport, or a mobile viewport, and then like different languages in which this app is available, so which makes like each viewport and different combinations. And so, like when you multiply all of that, like these many number of screens need to be tested. So this is actually a problem. So for app which are like user centric, which are multiple pages, supports multiple viewports, support different languages, this is a tricky topic. And this is what your area is. And if you want to like solve it out, then such tools or other tools could be something that you would be looking for to save your time and ensure that your customers get digital experiences. So that was all. That was pretty much all that I wanted to share today from the 30 days of AI in testing challenge. And I hope it was informative. Thank you for joining this, and see you tomorrow on day 24. Bye.